what do you understand by honoring your ancestor as a black person, right? So I come across these videos, right? They're talking about honoring ancestors, and I'm like, okay, let me bring it to you guys and throw it to you. What do you think it is? Do you do it? I am a Christian. Do I honor ancestors? Yes, I so much believe in it. I wouldn't lie to you. I am a Christian to the core. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God the Father, and I believe in the Holy Spirit. But you see, my ancestors, you're not going to talk me out of it, right? My father, I know my father. My father is past. You know, he is my ancestor, right? And so his father and all of that. I don't know what you think. I want this video to actually be an educative one. I want to hear from you. And, let's just learn something. Watch these videos and then I'll be back.
For those black people who like to shame spiritual people for honoring our ancestors, I want you to remember this. What is your age? Mine is 37. So to think that to know that my ancestors were enslaved for 400 years, and that religion that those white people gave you did not take them out of it. It kept them in it for 400 years. So I'm going to honor my ancestors. I'm going to. I'm going to do whatever it is I got to do to make sure that they know that I know the sacrifice that they made unwillingly for 400 years. That religion did not save y'all, bro. Like, what? I don't understand why y'all can't see that. Do y'all not know what the fuck 400 years is? That's a long time. Why would people who want to keep you slaves for 400 years give you the source? Why would they give you the source, man? Oh my God, I don't think I understand. This message been on me for days and been heavy, bro. Don't fucking ever forget. 400 years, bro. Look at us, man. Look at us. Damn.
That means that's how we keep our ancestors alive, is by remembering who we are. So if we attempt to be European, then what are we doing? We're killing our ancestors. That's very, very serious.
The biggest scam still running is black pastors, black preachers, black ministers, evangelists, and internet prophets playing into this white script. One that teaches you to denounce, deny, and demonize your ancestors, while the enemy is busy empowering and exalting their own. If you have not watched any of my other videos, you may not know that the ancestral current of this country is in direct alignment with the Trump administration. What does that mean? They are doing the work of their forefathers, and their forefathers are doing the work through them. Lying, marketing, and spinning the narratives. Make America Great Again is not a slogan. It's ancestral veneration. They are actively honoring their lineages in their churches, on their media platforms, in their homes, on their t-shirts, on their banners, on their flags, on their hats, with their hashtags. They are strengthening their bloodlines every single day. Meanwhile, we over here arguing about whether our ancestors are valid or demonic. This is spiritual malpractice and a downright poor war strategy. Because, sweetie, whether you realize it or not, on all fronts, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, digital, we are at war. We need our ancestors. We need to venerate them. We need to galvanize and organize under their names. And we need to stop dragging that oppressive ass nonsense into every conversation about black divinity. Make the ancestors revered again. Make memory a weapon again. Make black divinity respected again. Hashtag venerate the ancestors. Hashtag our ancestors, our strategy. Hashtag not ashamed of my ancestors. Hashtag altars over algorithms. So if you forget your ancestors, you forget your defense. And it's gonna be hard to fight this spiritual war with somebody else's gospel. Hashtag Black Souls Matter. The ones alive and the ones still living.
See, there is no race that disrespects their ancestors like the African race. There is no people that have so much disrespect and disregard for their ancestors like the African people. Even after all the atrocities committed by the colonial masters that came to colonize Africa, even after all the buying, the raping, and all the inhumane character that they exhibited towards us. Their children still respect them. See the royal family in the UK, see how they respect that family regardless of all the atrocities that they committed. Go to countries like Belgium, go to countries like Germany with the Nazis, they still respect their ancestors. In short, they have statue of those people that dehumanize us, and they have so much regard for them, even after knowing all the atrocities that they have committed. Let's bring it down to the Bible, to the ancestors of the people of Israel that we have so much respect for. David literally bite someone and forcefully married his wife. Lot literally gave his virgin daughters to be raped. Abraham lied and gave Sarah. Imagine what would have been done to Sarah if they did not realize that Sarah was in fact not his sister but his wife. And yet those people have so much respect and regard for their ancestors. In short, we follow them to reference their ancestors. We follow them to respect their ancestors. But somehow, miraculously, our own ancestors are evil. And we can't even pinpoint the evil or the atrocities that they have committed to deserve so much disregard and disrespect from us. What is it that they have done that is so bad? What is it that they have done? And I hope that you people realize that apple does not fall far from the tree. And if our ancestors are supposedly evil, it means that we are a product of evil and we are as evil as them. So as you are calling your own ancestors evil, just know that you are also evil because you are a product of evil.
Many Africans are not going to like this, but I think it's time to unlearn and relearn. Most of your pastors know all the ancestors in the Bible, but they don't even know the middle name of their grandfather. They know the history of Israel, but they don't even know the history of their own village. And you call Abraham your father, but call your grandfather a curse. You speak blessings of Jacob, but you speak fear when someone mentions your grandmother. You were taught that the Jewish ancestors were holy, but your ancestors were evil. They're witches, they're demons, they're dirty. You kneel for men who lived 3,000 years ago in a land you may never see, but you won't light a candle for the woman who birthed your mother. You don't honor them, and that's because nobody penned down their histories, their stories, their struggles. Nobody taught you their prayers. Nobody taught you the battles they fought and the victories they achieved for you to be here. I never met my grandfather who died under a fallen tree, but my father told me his story, and his story gave me spine. We refused to write our history, so they sold us one where Moses was a hero, but our ancestors were villains. You're so in love with Bible characters, but you've forgotten you had warriors in your blood. They built homes with their bare hands, they planted seeds, fought wars, survived chains, but you treat their memories like contamination. You fast and pray to be like David, but you're ashamed of your grandmother. So I'll say this straight up. Sooner or later, you too will become an ancestor, and your great-grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren will speak the same of you.
I'm trying my best not to completely get emotional and fall apart here. But I just want to get up here and say this so some of y'all can catch this pimping real quick. Nothing. And I mean nothing. Is ever going to convince me that paying homage and respect to my ancestors is evil, wrong, and bad. Because of them, I am. Because of everything that I am is because of them. They've paved the way for so many of us. And I'd be damned if I sit up here and I call them demonic and evil when they had to live in a world and an existence that already treated them as if that they weren't even a fraction of a human being. I refuse. And if I am made in the creator's image, so are my ancestors. And I can never sit up here and believe that divinity wants me to believe that my ancestors are evil and demonic. I would not be. My mother is an ancestor. I could never believe that she was demonic. Because of her, I am. She portaled me here. How could anybody ever do that? I would never make them feel so small and unappreciated. And for people to sit up here and say like the ancestors aren't real, and they don't do nothing for you, and they can't identify with this experience. They can identify with this experience in the human plight because they had to live it once. They paved the way. I will never are worthy of being honored. They are worthy of being remembered. And I would not dare sit up here and call myself a queen and tell them in the same breath that they are demonic. I know thyself. I know where I come from. I know where my lineage is. I know how ancient we are. I know. And nobody could ever take that away from me. I know what my lineage is, and I am so grateful they chose me to be their champion. I am so grateful they chose me to be their champion. I honor them.
Hi, this is a great question. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Ahime Ora. I'm the author of Ancestor Said, and I spend a lot of my time kind of helping others reconnect back to their ancestors and promote more generational healing. And the reason why we venerate our ancestors, it's because it connects us to the Creator. Our ancestors are the living lineage that extends all the way to the beginning of time, to the beginning of stardust and galaxies, to the beginning of the Creator saying everything and all things will exist. Our ancestors was there. So why not venerate them? Why not speak to them? Why not be able to connect deeply with them? Because it is through them that we're going to be able to come in closeness within ourselves, and therefore closeness with the Creator, therefore closeness with the universe, with consciousness, whatever you like to call it. I believe the Creator is in tandem working with our ancestors. It is not a separation. When we venerate our ancestors, we are venerating ourselves. Therefore, we are acknowledging the holy divinity that lives within ourselves, within our lineage, and is being given to us by the Creator. I don't feel as if me venerating my ancestors means I believe in the Creator less. It actually means I believe in the Creator more.
So I know a lot of you have so many misconceptions about it. You are definitely entitled to your own opinion. And you're not wrong, to be honest, right? You have the right to believe on whatever you choose and do not allow anybody pressure you. But here is it. The truth is, I I believe honoring your ancestors is like you actually remembering them even when they're past. Why? Because tomorrow or whenever I'm not here anymore, I will also become somebody's ancestor. Do you believe that? And I will believe that before the white man brought in Christianity, brought in Islam, and all of that, a lot of people have what they believe in, right? Even when there was no Bible, everybody have where and how they believe in. And then God has different ways He communicates with our ancestors. That is what I am meant to understand. And so it's not wrong. It doesn't mean that because my ancestor didn't come across the Bible when he was alive, that doesn't make him go to hell. What I believe the main religion is humanity. How much do you feel about somebody's pain? What do you feel about someone? Do you truly love people? Do you help people? For me, charity is humanity, right? Humanity is what I call religion. But now, aside that, my father, of course, is late. I will not tell you that I don't remember him. Of course, I do. I go to his gravesite. I go to pray. Sometimes when things are difficult, right, I call on him as well. He's not my God. I am not serving him. I call on him as well because I believe that he transitioned to another life. Now, I believe that if I forget about him, it is totally unfair, right? Because this person brought me to the earth and he's a good man. To be honest, he's not a bad man. Did he bring me to just come? Well, for me, I just feel, did he just bring me here to just come, maybe exist and then go like that without nobody actually remembering him, remembering what he did and all of that? And this is the reason why I'm here. He gave me life, right? He's not God in heaven, but at least he brought me. God gave me to him, right? So through him, I was here. So I believe in honoring him. If I can believe in honoring Mary, I'm not a Catholic. Why won't I believe in honoring my ancestors? If I can believe in Jesus Christ, why can't I? I'm not saying my father is Jesus, right? But then people tend to really idolize the white man's, way of worship. Now, they tell us about David. Now, do you think David was better than your own ancestor? David had cruel things too. He did. He's also human. He did things. Forget God said David is a man after his heart, right? It doesn't mean he was very good all through. That is what it is. Now, we as blacks, a lot of us tend to, actually shy away from this. But I'm not saying believe me. Now, the reason why I did this video is, please let me hear your thoughts in the comments. Right? I would also want to learn. If what I'm doing is bad, let me know in the comments. I don't have a shrine where I go to honor them. I don't. I don't have anything. But I'm always aware that, I came to this life because of this man. And so for that, most of the time, I remember him. In fact, sometimes I look at the mirror, I'm like, what? It's like I'm even looking at him. So how do I forget such a person that gave me, life to be here? So I want to know, what do you guys think? Even considering the videos you watch, what do you think? Let me see that in the comment section. Do not forget to Global Gist with BJ. I will be back next time with a hot one. See you. Bye.